everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Randa, and today we're going to do kind of a different video, and we are very up close and personal today, if you can see, because I want to show you guys. I've had some requests to show my scented wax and my scented putty and how to use them and how it works and that kind of fun stuff. So I wanted to give you a little, not a sneak peek because they're already released, but just a little look into what exactly that looks like to use them. Also, every single purchase comes with instructions. So I have a PDF of instructions for each one so that it explains to you how to use it and what to do in certain scenarios. And also you can always feel free to DM me on Instagram or leave a comment on a video or message me in any sort of way to ask questions about how exactly you should use it or go about it. So what I'm showing you today, this is my scented wax. This is a diamond painting wax, obviously. This is in my scent Hazelnut Cream. I love this scent. It's a very warm scent, it smells like hazelnut coffee, in my opinion. Really, really love it. And these are my new labels. This one has a little bit of a sharp edge there that I might need to clean up, but this is my scented wax. And then this is my brand new scented putty. I've always been a putty person. Like my first love was blue tack, and have since moved on to other different kinds of putties. But I have always been one to lean towards putty, and I noticed that there's not a lot in the way of scented putty on the market, and so I wanted to make my own. This one is in the scent Iced Lemon Biscotti. Smells really good and exactly how you would expect it to. Like, it's a very warm lemon scent, if that makes sense. That it smells like a lemon cookie, hence Iced Lemon Biscotti. Smells really good. And I have 3 different scents in this, and it comes in this holographic packaging. And I have, I think, oh God, of course now I can't remember off the top of my head, 6 or 7 scents in my scented wax, and I add new ones regularly. So I'm gonna start with my scented wax today. Just wanted to do a quick introduction. This is what it looks like. It comes in a little tin, and you have the wax there on the inside. I fill it up as close to the top as I can without overflowing and making it ridiculous. And then I have 2 separate pens here where I'm gonna show you. So no, you know what? We're gonna use this one. I changed my mind last minute. So I have a single placer. This pen keeps rolling. Hold on. There we go. I have a single placer on this end, and then I have a 4 placer on this end, and I'm going to show you how to load it for both. So for a single placer, you're going to load your wax very similarly to how you would load patty wax or something like that if you've ever had that. So you're just going to kind of scrape along the top. You don't need to push very hard, just until you start to see it overflow on the top, and then you're going to push it down with your finger to make sure it's nice and in there. You might have some overflow on the top, and just make sure you get it all shoved in there, and then you can take the excess off. And there you have it. I don't know if you can see very well, but you can see it's all loaded up there in the top of my pen. And then once I show you how all of this is loaded, I will cut to a clip of demonstrating it on my diamond paintings. But I'm going to show you how to load it first. We're going to start with the multi-placer. It's a very similar concept. Loading your multi-placer with wax like this is a lot harder than the single placer, but once you do it once or twice, you kind of get the hang of it. So you're going to put it at an angle and scrape it along the top of your wax. This one you might have to push a little harder with because the plastic tip is not particularly a fan of digging into the wax. And then you're gonna push, just like with your single placer, you're gonna push it in. And then if you have to go back and put in a little more, go ahead and do that. And the same process, push it in with your finger at the end. And there you go. That actually looks pretty good. That is my 4 placer, all loaded up with wax and ready to go. Again, if you have any sploogage on the outside of the wax spilling out of the top, just go ahead and take that excess off, and you can either put it back in the jar or whatever you want to do with it. So, oh, I can smell it from here. Oh, I love it. It really does. It smells like, yeah. It smells like a really sweet hazelnut coffee. I love this scent. It's one of my least popular scents though, I think just because of the time of year. I have a bunch of summer scents out at the moment. My two newest ones are cotton candy and strawberry mimosa. Yes. But I also have a citrus scent and grapefruit and pear and a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you want to go check out my Etsy shop, I will have it linked down below. I should have mentioned that in the very beginning. It'll be under a link that says campsite. That's very similar to a link tree. And it'll have my Instagram, buy me a coffee, Etsy shop, everything you could ever need. All right, you guys. So here I have my current whip. This is Bubble Fairies. This is what I will be showing you both the wax and the scented putty on. We're gonna start with the wax. I'm gonna set it right over here so that you remember which one we're working on, so that I remember which one we're working on. And then I already have it loaded up in the pen, you just saw that, and I'm gonna demonstrate for you really quickly what it looks like to place drills on the canvas. Speaking of that, I need to pick a color. Should have prepared before I hit play, huh? So, just poured a color into my tray. And here is a little demonstration of how this works. So again, it's wax. If you've ever diamond painted before, you're very familiar with this concept. You stick it with the top of your pen and then place it down on the canvas. This is, again, I don't want to keep saying it's very similar to patty wax because it's not the same thing as patty wax, but it's similar in the sense that sometimes you can have a little bit of leftover residue when you place your drills down. If that bothers you, you can do what is commonly referred to as a sacrifice drill, where you would take a drill that you don't plan on using and you press down on it as hard as you can. That way, I don't know if you can see. Come on, camera. Come on, camera. There we go. Do you see all of that excess coming out of the side? So that way it pushes all of the excess that would come off on your drill out. Then you just pull the drill off of your wax, off of your pen. Put that drill away now because it's not very usable. And then continue that way. There we go. And then you shouldn't have really any residue at all. You may still have a little bit. If so, and again, if that bothers you, you can take a soft bristle toothbrush and you can rub it over the top of your section when you're done of your drills, and it will actually make it shinier because you're waxing it. Same way when you wax a car, it makes it nice and shiny. And then you have the same concept going into the multi-placer. So let me see. So you're gonna press down and pick up your drills, and then, whoopsie, didn't get that in the right spot. There we go. Then you're gonna place it down. As you can kind of see, there is some residue. So it's the same thing. You can either leave it and then rub it with a soft bristle toothbrush afterwards, or you can take some sacrifice drills. So the way you would do it is the same way with the single placer, except for the fact that instead of just taking one drill, you're gonna take the amount of drills for the size of your multi-placer. So this is a 4-placer. So you're gonna take 4 drills and press down as hard as you can and sort of rock back and forth. And then you see all that wax coming out the side. It's all the excess. So then you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna pull all those drills off, and then you should be good to go. You go pick up, I have 3 in that section, so I'm gonna pick up 3 more and place them down just like that. And again, you might still have a little bit of residue after that. So if you want, just either rub it with your finger. That usually works for me. Or you can take a soft bristle toothbrush and run it over the top. All right, so now that you've seen the scented wax in use and how that all works, I want to move on to the scented putty. Like I said, I do have 3 scents in this. This is one of them, Ice Lemon Biscotti. I also have Cherry Fruit Punch and Bubble Gum. Again, they all smell absolutely amazing. And this one smells like a warm lemon cookie. Let me just take a whiff because I feel like it. Oh yeah, warm lemon cookie. So this is the little resealable package that it comes in. I wanted to have it in a package like this because even though this putty doesn't dry out very easily, most putties don't, I still wanted you to have a nice little place to store it because putties like this do get dirty, and then that's no good. So this is the little container I keep it in. I think they're really freaking cute. And then it'll have a little label on top saying that it's a scented putty and what scent it is. This is the wax itself. Well, actually, it's in here. So I have a piece of cardstock paper on both sides to protect it and also to help you when you're trying to punch your wax in. So you're gonna peel it off. Sorry, you can see some of where I've been playing with this specific putty. You can see some of my thumbprints in there. Don't worry, those won't be on the other ones. So this is the putty. It is thick enough that you can, if you can see, I don't know if I'm demonstrating this very well. It's thick enough that when you shove your pen through it, it should completely fill your pen, but it's not gonna like overflow and be excessive. I've noticed that with some putties that I've used before. So I'm gonna show you how to load this. I'm gonna use this pen to show you, again, a single placer and a 4-placer. Show you how to use both. So if you've ever used a putty before, it's the exact same thing. So if you've ever used museum putty or if you've ever used blue tack, it's the exact same process. And I made it this way on purpose. Instead of putting it in a jar like my scented wax, I wanted to lay it flat like this. This is how most putties come. And so I wanted to make sure that it was something that was very easy to adapt for normal putty users. And this seems a lot easier to me than trying to dig it out of a container, but that's just my opinion. So you're gonna take the tip of your pen and you're gonna shove it straight down. Can you see what I'm doing? Whoops, 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 whoopsie. You're gonna shove it straight down into the wax. Usually what I like to do is give it a couple twists and then sort of swirl it around. When you swirl it around like this, it's sort of breaking it's like using the copper to break all the way through. That way you really make sure you're getting it in there. And then when you pull it out, it will be loaded into your pen. And if you need to stab, yeah, you can't see that. For a second I was like, wait, can you see that? If you need to stab it more than once, you absolutely can. That looks pretty good to me though. I need to flatten it out a little bit. You can play with it with your fingers, you can stab it twice, whatever works to get your pen completely full. I'm gonna stab it once more just for good luck. Yep, there we go. So now that's even a little bit extra filled, so it really just depends on your preference and how you like your pens to be loaded. But that's sort of the end result right there. You can see the putty loaded in the tip of that pen. And then I'm gonna go in with the multi-placer. It's the exact same thing. You're gonna shove down into the wax. I like to rock back and forth like this, and then rock, you can't see what I'm doing. Way to go, Randa. And then rock back and forth like this. So you're gonna rock back this way, and then rock back this way a few times to really get that incorporated in there. And then when you pull it out, press it down on the top with your fingers, and you have a fully loaded 4-placer. And then this is what it'll look like afterwards. You'll have these little holes in it. When you're done filling your pen, just go ahead and place the little piece of cardstock right back on top of it. You can even rub it on there to make sure it really sticks. And then you can either leave it out to enjoy the smells, or if you have, you know, cats and dogs like I do, I like to put it back into the package so that you don't get dog hair, cat hair, dirt, all sorts of fun stuff over it that I always get. My wax is disgusting. And then you can still smell it coming out of the pen. Heck yeah, that smells awesome. So it just makes diamond painting a little bit more enjoyable just to have some scented. And now I'm gonna show you how this works on the canvas as well. All right, now that you've seen how to load the putty, we have our pen right here full of putty, and I'm gonna show you guys how that works on the canvas. We're back with my Whip Bubble Fairies, and I'm gonna set the putty right there so that we all remember, especially me. Because I keep mixing up the terms wax and putty, where I say wax when I mean putty and I say putty when I mean wax. It's really not fun. But I'm going to show you guys really quickly how to use this, starting with the single placer. This is one of the reasons why I usually prefer putty over wax, just personally. You don't really have to do anything in the way of sacrifice drills like you do with the wax, because there's not going to be any residue. So you're going to pick up a drill just like normal and place it down. You hear that pop? Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Oh, where was I just placing that? There we go. You hear it? Oops. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you hear that? I hope you can hear that. I love that sound. Again, another reason why I really like putty. So, as you just, actually, let me just explain. I don't know if you just saw me do that. So once you place a few drills, some of the wax, see, I'm doing it. Some of the putty can tend to sort of start to spill out of the sides. That'll happen with any putty any putty that you use, and this one is no different. So if you start noticing the putty start to spill out the sides, just go ahead and sort of push it back into the pen again, like fold it over and push it back into your pen, and you should be all good to go. Now, with the multi-placer, it's going to be the exact same story. Let me find, apparently the wax pen is coming to visit. Get out of here. So it's going to be the same concept. You're going to pick up your 3 drills, because, you know, I have a section of 3, and then, oops, I placed that so bad. Oh my God, I'm so bad at this example, not because, I'm just placing them badly. There we go. Let me try that again, because that was really bad placement on my part. There we go. Trying to show off my product and I screw up. Anyway, so that's how the putty works. That's part of why I prefer putty to wax. But I wanted to make sure that I made both for everybody's preferences. But there are no sacrifice drills necessary. There's no anything of that nature. You just sort of start placing, and then it makes that really nice popping sound that I really enjoy. Oh, love it. Oh yeah, buddy. Is anybody else as obsessed with that sound as I am? Because I really and truly am. And again, so here's what I was talking about. You see how it's starting to spill over the sides? That's where you just bloop, 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 put it back in the pen. And the same thing will happen with your multi-placer. You'll start to get little bumps and things like that. You can just sort of press it down with your finger, fold it over, and smooth it out that way. You can totally play with it like that. It's very easy to sort of manipulate. So manipulate it as much as you need. All right, you guys, now that you've seen both of these in use on the canvas and being loaded into the pen, I hope that that was a helpful sort of short little tutorial just to show you guys my wax and my putty and how to use both of them. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to message me and ask away. I will happily respond. I am more than happy to help. I want to answer all of your questions. If you have any specific scents you'd like to see, again, message those to me as well, or comment down below on this video, and would love some suggestions of what you guys would like to see. And again, if you're interested in purchasing either of these, they will be linked in my Etsy shop down below. Well, they'll be in my Etsy shop. That is linked down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you love your waxes and putties. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!